have with me none other than Chisa Pennix-Brown. Like, listen, let me tell y'all something about this book, y'all. So I must say, like, I left it upstairs. I can't go get it now. But there you go. Posted right there. Yes. So the 90-day focus, I'm going to tell you something. It's a lot that you can do in 90 days. And this book will help you. It helped me because y'all know I have ADHD. So y'all know it's all over the place. But this book actually helped me to redefine and get some stuff started, like my podcast, all these things that I have in different buckets. This helped me focus and get myself together. So welcome, Chisa. Tell everyone about yourself and what brought you to write the 90-day focus.
Well, thank you first of all for having me. Appreciate it and being on this platform. And so all of my Amazon influencers, this is one of the things that I think we need to use more. And so this is going to be a part of my 90-day focus. But the reason I wrote the book, let's be honest, it was a little bit of depression. It was seeing that I needed to reevaluate things for myself so that effective for me and my business. And if I needed to do it for me, I felt like, well, it was probably other people that needed to do it for themselves. And so in turning, what was a bad, just turning into a good. And to me, that was the most helpful thing that I didn't realize at the time when everybody was saying it was a self-help book. And I'm just like, I don't really look at it like that, but it is a self-help book because it's all about you taking responsibility for the life that you really want to live, and you have to do that. So what's a good time frame? 90 days. 90 days is a good time frame for you to get it together, for you to recognize when you're messing up and fix it.
And develop those habits. You know what I'm saying? You have to go through a couple cycles to develop habits to get into the habit of doing things. And those make a difference. Yeah. Those make a huge difference. So I like, let's go ahead. I got to tell people who you are and you know what I'm saying? What you do facilitate as Lady Business. Let's go ahead and say that.
So I do so much as Lady Business. And to be honest with you, right now, going into the next year, we are trying to not necessarily get rid of Lady Business, but just transition out of Lady Business. Mm-hmm. So Lady Business by itself is a marketing and branding company based in Greensboro, North Carolina. And I facilitate classes to help people start and grow their businesses, which I love doing. Like, I don't ever see myself like retiring from doing that. But COVID changed a lot of things for me. Mm-hmm. And COVID made me really have to go back and read my own book, The 90-Day Focus, and say, what do you really want to do? So in that time frame of, let's just say this year, my husband and I had discussed, starting a business, changing up some things. And so we officially, like all the legals and everything, did that last week, right? Or I guess technically. So the whole goal is with us now is to take what we've learned with this 90-day focus and apply it to event planning for large scale business events that we're going to create. So we've been doing conferences and stuff before, but we took the 90-day focus and applied it to our relationship as business owners together. So even though, I wrote the book, she's about 5 years old now, but I am currently using it in my own life to create the new things that I want to see. So for me, it's kind of like you have to keep going back to fix things, to make things right, and looking at really like, okay, well, this is good, but it could be better. Okay, well, what did we do good this time? Well, this could be better. So I think it's just always about looking at yourself and really seeing what better, because guess what? You can't be anybody else. You can never be anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be the best you, and you should always want to seek out the things that are going to make you the best you.
And I love that because the book is timeless. Like, it is something that will keep you going. So I'm going to say this. If you were looking for something just to add to your bookshelf that you're going to reuse and keep using and keep evolving with, this is a book for you. I have it myself personally, and I keep trying to tell people I'm not going to ever get on here and talk about something that I'm not willing to use or I have not used or I can't put my name behind, okay? But I will say this, as a business owner, this book has done wonders. Like, this is what I'm saying. It's about 5 years old, but I remember when it first came out and it was something that I got for myself. And y'all need to understand it's very, very important. And I want y'all to, like, business, As a business owner, like Amazon is always evolving. There's new things coming out every week. This is
Yes.
a great way for you to understand that you have to keep learning and keep evolving as an entrepreneur, as a person, as an individual,
Mhm.
as all of those things. So 90-day focus will help you facilitate that growth. And I keep trying to, like the last interview I did, the last chance bookshelf, that was personal growth. The healing
Mhm.
comes into that because I'm going to tell you something. You are going to encounter things in your business that are going to be hard to face.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it is never easy to have a mirror, and it's like you don't want to seem like you're not a failure, but at the same time you got to look at the things that did not bring you prosperity when you were doing it. They were not successful. Those failures had to
Mhm.
happen. So this
Mhm.
book, listen, the obtainable goals, this is what taught me to realize like goals are big for me. And in this,
Uh-huh.
using this book, I was able to put the obtainable goals and the unattainable goals into categories and kick the ones that, now y'all know I'm my biggest critic now. Listen, some
But
of
we
the
all
goals I
are.
had, well, some of my
We're
goals were
really
unrealistic.
ambitious. But you know,
Mm-hmm.
they say that you should have those big hairy goals, and I believe in. But I think that what happens a lot of times is that people don't celebrate the small wins, and the 90-day focus teaches you to really celebrate the
Mm-hmm.
small wins. So, just for example, last week, when I think we got to maybe Friday, right? So starting just from going from I like to do Sunday to Sunday, but let's
Mm-hmm.
just say we go from Monday, right? When I got to Friday, I literally got out a piece of paper and wrote down everything that we had accomplished that week. And I was like, this is for this week. Because as a business owner and as an entrepreneur, what happens is you get so busy doing things that you don't actually realize how much you've accomplished. When you talk about 90 minutes a day, every day you have the ability to accomplish something great, and probably did a lot of things. Those little teensy weensy things that you did led to the big
Mm-hmm.
goals to be accomplished. But we only want to celebrate once we get the big things, once we make a certain amount of money. And it's just like, no, what'd you do this week? What'd you do today? And so I think that when you take 90 minutes a day to really sit down and focus on what you want to do each day, you can achieve some
Mm-hmm.
amazing things. And even if you don't have 90 minutes, if you have 30 minutes, if you have 60 minutes, I say 90 minutes
Mm-hmm.
because you can get a lot done in 90 minutes. Like it's
Yes.
amazing. If you have your checklist, like I like to write my checklist, you'd be amazed at what you can actually do once you do what I like to call cheeks in the seat. Sit the butt down to the cheeks, right? Put the cheeks in the seat, and then get on the computer and do what you need to do. Make the phone calls, do the emails, whatever those things are. Those things are the little intricate pieces that
Yep.
lead you to big success. And we just want to see all the glitz and glamour. That's cool. But we can't get to the glitz and glamour, especially if we're small business owners where it's just
Yep.
us, or maybe we have another person. So celebrate every day. Like, oh my God, I did this today. I did that. And then when you get to the end of the week, you actually have something that you've really accomplished, right? And every month, then
Yes.
you can celebrate. And then every quarter, you can do something big. So don't just celebrate the big things. Take the time to really focus on what you do every day that you're proud of.
And that right there is exactly what we do need to recognize, because I started celebrating like, listen, that was my biggest thing. Like, okay, I did what I was supposed to do this morning. I did check 3 things off my list. I was excited. I may have
Yes.
had 12 things on the list, but I know how hard it is sometimes when managing multiple different projects that you get distracted and you can't get all of them done. But I used to beat myself up
Mhm.
at the end of the day, like, oh my God, I didn't do I didn't get all my stuff done. No, I celebrate when I didn't have a breakdown. I didn't quit.
Yes.
Like I have quit during the day sometimes because of the fact like I just quit. And it's
Yes.
not that it's not that I was lose. I just was not in that great mind space to celebrate that I accomplished a lot, because I can say this, I can write a pitch
Mhm.
and the pitch could be everything and I can send it out and it took me about 2 hours to write that one pitch, right?
Mhm.
I would feel so upset with myself because the third hour, I'm like, oh my gosh, that was 2 hours worth of, focusing on writing that pitch and sending it out and then sending out like 100 and something emails. And it's like, wait a minute, I didn't get to the next thing, but then I didn't congratulate myself on
Mhm.
writing a bomb pitch and then responses coming in like like that, so it's like
Yeah.
we have to, and I will, yes, I've rewarded myself.
Too, what you said is so important and impactful. The work that you do today affects what's going to happen tomorrow and the next day. So like where we're at in this time right now, always think that there's going to be another 90 days. So what I do today, if I'm diligent in this work now, I will reap the rewards within 30, 60, or 90 days. And, especially if you're starting a new business, you don't see the rewards as quickly, not usually, you know what I'm saying? Some people you might see usually, but when you're doing things that are a little bit more kind of like what we do, where you are speaking, where you are selling books, where you have a podcast, you may not see those results so immediately, but then they start coming in and then you're like, oh my God, like, these things are actually making sense. So one thing I can say, every month I get money from Amazon from selling this book, right? Month without fail since I put it out. Now, it's not $1 million. I can't live off of it, right? But what I notice is every time that I take more time to promote this book, the sales go up, right?
Yep.
So the book is there. And this is what I want you to think about with your vision. The vision is there. The business is there. But if you don't keep telling people about it, it's not going to increase the way that you want it to. So I'm not telling you to get bad press or anything like that, because they say all press is good press. We're not trying to do that. We want good press, right? But if I
can't clean that up.
I don't want to do that. But if you take the time for you and your business, you see the results. And it's the same thing as like, even if, let's say, you decided you want to lose weight, right? If I decide I want to lose weight, I'm not going to see results immediately. But then when I go and I pull at something and it's a little loose, it's like, oh, this is working, right? That's how life is. It's usually not going to show up immediately, but it's in the redundancy of you continuing to stay on the path that you set for yourself that you get those results. So that's why we have to be conscious of ourselves and not be so hard on ourselves when we don't accomplish everything in that time frame. And I've really had to even learn that even more over this last year of COVID, because when you're in the house, like day after day after day after day, sometimes you really don't feel like you accomplished as much. And that's why you have to write it down so you can say, I did that. I have to recognize that you did something. Now, if you just didn't do anything, that's a whole nother thing. But you're taking the time and you're putting forth effort, you will see results.
And that's what a lot of people don't realize. Like, it only takes, and I can say this from the publicist side and the business consultant side. If you don't send out certain things, or you don't you don't do that part, do your part to make it successful, you're not going to do anything. And someone's like, well, nothing's moving. I have gotten placements after sending an email 6 months ago. Like, y'all got to understand, there is, and we witnessed that. Like 3 months later, we get, hey, we would like to, like, wait a minute, I done forgot about this.
That I even sent that out, right?
Right. And so, like, having that shows me that, it does take time, and people need to give it 90 days, give it 120 days. But folks, start focus on that 90 days first, because an hour and a half, and everybody doesn't understand, 90 minutes is an hour and a half.
Yeah.
That's a couple of Netflix shows. That is a couple playlists on Spotify or Pandora. Like, put things in perspective and understand, like, these things can help you to grow. It can help you to be better. And that's the goal that we all should have. Be better than yesterday.
Yeah. And I mean, when you look at this, one of the, I named each chapter something that affected my life specifically. And then inside the book, there's also a quote that starts off each chapter. And to me, one of the most important things in here was the chapter that's called Suffering Sabotage. And the thing is, you don't realize how much you do cause your own suffering. Because if you're saying, why isn't this working? Well, why isn't this working? What are you actually doing to make it work? And so this is just for business owners, but with that person in mind, because that's what I am. But if you're saying I'm in college and I need to get through this semester, if you're saying I'm at work and I want to leave this job, if you're saying I'm going to retire, whatever stage of your life that you're in, there are 8 life focus areas that are inside the book that you can use and you can apply. And you have to understand that your needs are going to change, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to change every 90 days. Things that you might have wanted, let's just say you were saving for vacation. Okay, so now you vacation. What's the next thing? Are we saving for another vacation? Are we looking at Christmas? Are we looking at somebody's birthday? So you may need to do different things depending upon what area of life you're in. You know, and one thing that I can say that affected me specifically when we talk about the 90-day focus is when you lose people. And so let's just talk about, you know, the fact that we've lost a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So regular things. You talk about COVID, things that you probably planned on doing, things that would have been successful may not do the same thing now that COVID has changed, right? You may need to change your whole business plan and perspective because of the way that the world is moving. And so you can take that time, 90 minutes a day, to analyze, well, what do I want to do next? Because maybe this thing would have been good and now it's not going to be good. Maybe I can't have the same amount of attendance at something. So now I may do what I like to call micro gathering, where you have a smaller amount of people. You still need to make money if you're a business owner. And so you have to figure that out. And that's why there were so many businesses that closed, because they could not focus, because they were scrambling to get stuff done. But when you have that 90-day focus in mind, you can go back and look at your plan and say, okay, well, I need to do something different for this next 90 days. You know, same thing for personal things. So if it's a personal side, I believe that you have to look at the person and you have to look at the business and the direction in which you want to go.
And this is where I tell, like, this COVID has actually separated the weak from the strong in a way. You get what I'm saying? Mindset was everything. I mean, it's a sad situation, but if a lot of people rejected change, they rejected evolution, because even restaurants, they had the ability to do takeout and to do on the go, but they chose not to because they wanted butts in seats, instead of realizing that a lot of families are on the go and they would like to enjoy your lovely food in their house, and you have to be able to give that to them. But it makes you, especially in a service, in a professional services industry, we pivoted fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was putting together so you want a stream list, like, here, get lights, get this, doing like little coaching, like, this is what we need to do because you're going to be broadcasting from your home. You got to make sure, like, making sure that people had the equipment that they needed in their house. So it made me really get to where I needed to be better and be able to do things, setups in a house, or, you know, be able to have conferences, like literally full 4 and 5 day conferences from home. So you have to listen.
The technology, but see, this is the thing. The technology has been there, but did we allocate it properly? It's the same thing that I like to talk about with time. We have the time, but did we allocate it properly? So if you have something that's there, you can use it, but you didn't take the energy to put into it until it was necessity. And once it became necessity, then that now there's a way of life. So when people talk about like going back to normal, there's not going to be a normal. Everything is a new normal, because now you're looking at the person next to you like, you got the vid, like, right? Like you want to be safe, right? But you still want to be active, and you still want to, and you know, it makes a difference in, to me, where you now put your time. Like for me, I'm really focused on, if I'm going, this has to be worth my time. I'm really not going to do certain things if I don't really feel like it's worth my time. And my time now is more limited because I don't plan on staying at like 8, 9, 10 hours anymore. What can you give me in an hour? What can you give me in 2 hours? So those things, and then technology, like you talked about, it allows us to really see where we're going next, right? And so, you know, getting paid, getting donations, making sure that you have something thriving. These are things that now you can do. And it's kind of like, I really wish I would have had as much access to this technology like in 2001. Of course, the stuff didn't, you know, it wasn't there in 2001. But if it would have been, oh my God, like what? You know, I'm just graduating college, how much more awesome could I have been if this technology would have been around? So it's like, now it's here. Stop being afraid of the technology. And if that's part of what you need to do for your 90-day focus, learn what you need to learn, and it's accessible.
Yeah. And this is what, because everything is available at our fingertips now. You know, like I have been able to, like through this, do this streaming. Like right now, I've been access to people in different countries, actually connecting and working with, and having the ability to, you know, learn and actually implement certain things. So it has never, the technology never ceases to amaze me that I've learned so much. Like I can't even say, like, listen, I thought that I had, you know, I've only brushed the surface on the level of things that we could do from connecting here and learning. Yes. And it's like, and you know, I'm an introvert. You know, if I could order extrovert tennis out of Amazon, I would. I wouldn't
send you some, girl. I got some for you. Let me just send you some through the
because you will be computer. Right. I'm just saying, like, this to me is ideal. Like, I'm actually able to connect and do this. So I love, like, this ability to, you know, do this now, because the more people are, because a lot of people are like, I'm not talking to you over the computer. Yes, you are now.
Because you don't have a choice. Yes. And I'm telling you, if you just think of all of the people who said what they weren't going to do, when you didn't have a choice, this is what it was, right? This is what it is now. And people need to realize it. So when I like to look at what the 90-day focus has done for me, it helps me to always keep things in perspective. And I am a big believer, like I said, in self-responsibility, but I'm also a believer in, well, what if something else is better? You know, well, what if this perspective is better? Like, I just always look at what can be better. And if there's a new way, if there's a new tool, if there's a new person I need to talk to, because let me tell you something, in my line of business, specifically working with like colleges, universities, and corporations, there are a lot of people that are not at those positions anymore. And why? Correct. They found out that being a business owner was lit, right? And so they said, well, I'm helping all of these people make all of this money. Look at what all these business owners are getting. I would like to get some of that too. And I'm telling you, a lot of people have left those jobs, and a lot of people are not coming back to those jobs, right?
Correct.
So regardless of if it's a job, regardless of if it's retirement, my thing about the 90-day focus is look at it as a helper for your anxiety. Look at it as a helper for your depression. Look at it as a helper for guiding yourself into a direction that will make you happier. And I'm about being happy every day. If I can possibly be as happy as I can be. I'm not happy when things don't run smoothly. I'm not happy when I don't like no's that much. So guess what I do to combat no's? I stay ready. So here, inside the book, it's telling you how to approach people if you're sending emails out to them, right? It's telling you the things that you need to do to get ready to have a successful business, or to be, you know, an independent coach, or whatever you feel like you want to do. It's telling you what to do, so you don't need to think about it. So then when the opportunity presents itself, then you have everything, and all you need to do is send an email, and then you get a reply. And then, oh my God, then the wheels start turning faster. But if nobody told you what you needed to have, you would never be prepared. So this is here to prepare you and to get you in a better place, because what's going to happen is, think the best thoughts that could happen. Those are the things that will happen when you're prepared.
Exactly. And preparation is key when you are wanting to launch something, wanting to do something. And this is what, and I will say this, I'm big on that, because it's like, and then sometimes I over prepare, but but I just want to make sure.
But you know what? But then you got it, right? It's like you got it. So what? They're like, okay, you sent me too much information, ma'am. All we needed was a paragraph. And she's like, I got 30 pages, but you have it.
But because the thing is, and this is what I you know, and I'm guilty of that, because somebody's like, no, your email should be shorter. First of all, you don't know what you may need, okay?
You're going to tell them that they may need some more stuff, right?
You never know, because, and this is what, when I'm pitching or I'm doing stuff like that, I'm going to send you 4 or 5 different angles. Like, just in case this one didn't catch you, then I got you. Like, I'm staying ready. So this is what it becomes. And you got to, like you said, be ready. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
That's
Okay.
right. And that's what it is, because what happened was, you know how many people weren't ready? You know what I'm saying? What did
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Hart say? They wasn't ready. They
They
wasn't ready,
wasn't
right?
ready.
So so our goal here is for you to have your own goals, for you
Yes.
to take the time to make those the focus of what you're going to do for these 90 days. And then what happens is, when things come along that do not align with those goals, you need to say no to them, or
Yes.
push them to a back burner, because it's not a no, but maybe it's a not now. And once you get to that point where you know, and making that a complete sentence, you will get a better feeling about just life in general, because you know that that thing doesn't serve what this goal is. So let's say you're talking about you want to save money, but every Sunday your friends are talking to brunch. Okay.
Brunch is
So
expensive.
do you go out to brunch? The question would be yes and no. You go out to brunch after you've paid your bills. You go out to brunch if you don't spend any extra money this week and you've allotted money for you to go out to brunch. But you don't go out to brunch if you ate out 2-3 times this week and you really don't have the money to go out to brunch. But what do?
Correct.
You tell the girls, come to the house, let's do brunch in the house. And then you
Yes.
save money, right? And you can cook more food. So for me, I don't want to deny people of the pleasures that they want to have in life, because I believe in rewarding yourself. I'm the biggest
Yes.
oh girl, yeah, celebrate, reward yourself. But after you've done the things that align with the goals. Now, if brunch is also for business and it's a business write-off, then okay, that makes sense too. But make it make sense. Like if it just doesn't make sense, stop doing those things, because like you said, the habits that are there, you're creating better habits. And you saying to certain things is part of that new habit. Find the things that you really need to say yes to. Stop saying yes to everything, because it's not going to benefit you in the end unless somebody's paying you. Now, if they're paying you to go to brunch, definitely go to brunch, right?
And have the mimosas.
Yeah, all right.
And this is the biggest thing.
Or you know what?
The big thing.
And get the mimosas. Drink water. You know what I'm saying? Because alcohol costs more than the food oftentimes. But just analyze what you want, and if what you want doesn't add up with what those goals are, that's where you have to start that elimination process, because we just have to really pay attention to what we're doing and what we're responding to.
And see, that's exactly where it leads to, guys. Like, get focused, make your priorities. I'm gonna say this book has helped me to get my priorities, because it was like an upside down pyramid for myself. You know what I'm saying? It didn't make sense. It was because I had to flip it, because the things that I put that were lowest should have been at the top, and the things that I had at the top should have been more at the bottom.
Come on.
To get to the top, I had to, you know what I'm saying? I had to flip it like, oh, I got to do this first. And you have to prioritize those goals, because sometimes certain goals will not come true if you don't do certain things that you really, you know what I'm saying? Understanding how to prioritize was the key for me. And I will tell it to everybody. If like I needed a guided help, and I ain't gonna like I'm not listen. I'm big on getting the help. If I made an ask for, but if there's a book, if you put it in a book, I'm gonna read it.
Yeah.
Okay. I may not ask for, but I'll get a book. So this is where I was glad that this was available for me years ago. And I think when we met the first time physically in person, I said that to you. Like, this helped me so much, because because I lacked the wherewithal to figure out where my goals need to be. And I've like every single month I revisit. Like I do wait the 90 days, but every month at the beginning of the month, I reevaluate and I plan my month accordingly, because sometimes even if you set that goal for 90 days, you may achieve it in 20 days if you prioritize it correctly. But the 90 days gives you that view. It gives you what you need to see for you to make it happen. So I can't even thank you enough for pinning something that helped me as a entrepreneur and as a person, because even with me dealing with all of my multiple disorders and stuff, I needed structure so that I could have something when I'm coming out of depression or I'm coming off of a manic episode. I have something that's going to keep me on track. So there's the biggest part of that. And I can't even thank you enough for that.
Oh, well, you know what? I I appreciate it so much because of the fact that I think that of us, and let's just say, I mean, it could be all kinds of people watching this, right?
Yeah.
But I'm going to just specifically say when we talk about Black women
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes are expected to just keep going regardless, to keep pushing through regardless. Right. And oftentimes our feelings get left by the wayside because
Mm-hmm.
we just have to do, you know, and one of the things that we discuss with starting this new business, and the new business that we're doing is called Give It to the People. So Give It to the People is here and designed based off of the 90-day focus, because we said, well, look, we don't have to get paid every day if we make enough money in 90 days to cover what would have happened every day. So it's slightly different mindset, but if you already had a target for what you wanted each month, you don't have to physically get money every day. And so it is the work that you put in to make it happen. And then you can reap the rewards when you get that 90 days. I'm willing to wait now for a delayed gratification because it's not just money that comes at the end of that 90 days, right?
Yeah.
It's money that comes with it, but it's also completion. And I don't think that people look at completion as in a respectful manner in the way that they should. So when we talk about those tasks that need to be done to achieve that goal, you do this week. It's done, check it off, right? So what we took, you know, really, and I'm just going to give you behind the scenes so you understand. We know that the social media is important. So with the things that we could control, we could automate, and the things that we could schedule, like most of actually not for a lot of is already done until the end of the year. Why? Yeah. Because we know what needs to go out. We know what needs to be automated, and we know it needs to be scheduled based on the time frames that we've already set, right? So why do I need to wait next month to go ahead and schedule that when stuff could already be done? Because it makes it easier, right? So this way people understand perspective wise. With your life, if you're saying this thing is coming up, you kind of know what to expect already. So let's just say, and I'm just going to use something that everybody has. It's a birthday and you want to celebrate because this birthday is a milestone, or maybe it's not a milestone birthday, but what you want to do is you just want to go somewhere because you've been locked in the house for the last year and some change. Okay, well, what's that mean to you money wise, right? So if you're going to spend this money, it's not coming back. But you want to feel good about spending it, and you don't want to get back from vacation on the struggle, right? And I know if you want to raise your hand, I've been that person. Like you spent your good vacation money, and then you got back, and you were like, "Oh,
you know, the sad part is I ain't never gone nowhere. Like I need to start going places at this point."
Was it worth it? And it's like, you know, when you have a great experience, guess what? It was totally worth it, right? Because then you can really eat in, right? But you don't go out to no brunches by that time, right? You do what's necessary. But when you get to a certain point, what happens is you can take that vacation, you can spend that money. And you know, one of my favorite things is mine. I spend it and it's coming back because you know that it's going to keep coming back because you've already put things in place. So whether it's a new check coming, whether it is that you've already saved some money, whether it is that you have money coming out of your check every month, you got a 401k, you have a Christmas club, whatever that thing is, you can feel good about that birthday trip because you did what you wanted and you still have something to back you up on the other end. But see, we a lot of times operate from a place of scarcity, and you will always be in want if you don't plan properly. So think about it. Let's just say you went on that vacation and everything went well and you enjoyed it and you had a great time. And then you get back and something happens with your car. And now you can't go anywhere. You still need to have money in place. So personally and professionally, we have to have our stuff together because it will always be something that will throw you off. It will always be something. As soon as you get money saved, it's on. As soon as you spent money on this, something else happens, right? Always something. Plan like there's always something that's going to happen, right? So think about it like right now. We're talking about the student loans. Come on, Biden, and give us till January, right? Yeah. But
come January.
You could take some money and be saving for January, or you could just say, I'm not going to worry about it and I'll just see what happens in January. It's your choice to do whatever you want to do with that. But you could save some stuff, right? I mean, it's totally up to you how you want to spend your time and how you want to allocate it. But if you allocate it in your best interests, you will operate differently and you will have that entrepreneurial mindset with your business if you pay attention to how, and I'm just saying your business as in you as a person too, right?
Because you are a business too.
It's nobody else's responsibility. And I think that when we realize that it's not the government, it's not your job, it's not the side hustle, it's everything that you put into it that makes it be what it's going to be. And I'm hoping that it's going to be magnificent for everybody. But we have to realize that something's always going to happen. So stay focused, plan, save, have some money, do some things that make you happy, and continue to stay on the path that is going to get you to your level of greatness.
And that is so true, because even for me, I plan, like, I know, like, I hate to be like, I know I have to be like this. How to put this, Amazon gives you a percentage off if you wait a day or two, right? It gives you, like, if you choose another Amazon. So this is the problem with that, right? For me, I want my stuff tomorrow. I had to realize that those savings add up, and I can get more stuff now because, okay, listen, I put it in perspective. Okay, if I wait 2 more extra days and I get that percentage off, I can spend more. And I know that's kind of a crazy way to think about it, but I'm okay with that because I can buy more stuff off my wish list. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Keep a wish list on Amazon. So, I mean, for me, how soon do I need something, right? I also look at what am I getting the thing for? Is this just for pleasure or is this for business? So, I'm looking at, okay, well, I want to wear this thing because I'm going to put it in a photo shoot. So I need to get it here. I need to make sure it fits well, right? I need to make my hair, makeup, and all of that, and then I can wear it in a photo shoot. You can wait till the last minute to order something, and especially if it's not something that I can get in 2 days, right? Like you have to look at that too as part of shipment. So Amazon, honestly, has helped me with my 90-day focus to prioritize my life, right? Because like, how much is this? And the thing is, and this may be, okay, you probably do this too. Okay, so let's say you got $400 in the cart and you like, I'm not spending $400 this week. So you spend 100 or 200. You still gonna spend 400. So you could have just spent it one time. But don't you feel better not spending the whole 400 today?
Yes, because what I do is I have a watch on it. Like if it's gonna go down, or if listen, I have a science to my list, okay? And then don't let it be beauty haul, and don't let it be a beauty haul coming up. And I know I can save more. I'll push certain things to, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a coincide, right? But the thing is, the crazy part is that I didn't get into that mindset still until I started planning out my goals, right? Because I didn't realize, like, even down to my equipment and stuff, there are certain things that I really, really wanted, right? And I know I couldn't get it full price, like could not do it right then and there. So I had to plan it out. Like, okay, if I do this X number of streams and I sell this, like it's a science to it, okay? So
then you'll make the money that you need to buy the thing.
Boom.
Yes,
that's
girl.
what I'm saying. You got to put it in perspective. And I didn't realize it until I started, like, I flipped my goals right. And then I looked at the bigger picture and put everything in perspective. So y'all need to understand, I understand we're not using the quadratic, whatever that equation was. We're not using it every day, but we are using how to, X equals whatever, because we're trying to figure it out and get our goals in order. So this is what I'll say.
It's real. It's real. Yeah. Like, you know what I do? I look and I say, I literally do this. So I'm going to give y'all my way. I love your way. Your way is super scientific, though. My way is, let's look at the calendar. Yep. Where are we going? Based on where are we going, what's the mood, what's the tone, what's my hair going to look like? And for anybody, if you're watching, my hair is going to change colors every month. So I try to dress based on, or buy things based on what I know my hair is going to look like. So I'm on a whole nother schedule thing because it's going to take me, when I go to the beauty shop, at least 4 hours because of the color and all of the rest of that. So then I got to weigh the color in, and then I got to see where I'm going and what day does the clothes need to get here. And so do I go get the makeup done the same day that I get the hair done and take pictures? And I've done that all in one day. But then it'll also be like, okay, well, I'm going to record video. So if I'm going to record video, then I want this outfit on because I want this to look good with it. So my mindset is like, what are we doing? Then I need to place the order to make it make sense. And let's not even talk about needing some earrings or a necklace or something or rings, because I love accessories, right? So in my mind, most of the time now, if you're talking about being online, I'm dressing for you from here up, from the waist up. You don't even need on anymore, right? Now this is a dress, right? But you don't even need pants on. So I need to look good from here up, right? And that's the logic that goes along with it. Now, when you actually go into the real streets, you need bottoms on, right? So what I've ordered, and this has transitioned me into ordering way more dresses because it's just easier, right? Who in the world has time to work with pants anymore, right? Just get a nice dress. And then you can wear her up top, and then she's good on the bottom, and then you could just go out, right? So, you know, it is important. It is important to look at your Amazon cart and align your Amazon cart with your day focus. And make sure that you have the look and the feel, because this is the other thing about Amazon. They will have stuff in multiple colors, all the different sizes. And guess what? If it's running low on a certain size, then what they'll do is they'll discount that, you know, or they'll discount that color, okay, depending on how it's running. And you also have to add in the fact of don't get out of control and then get the Amazon credit either, because it's a marvelous, wonderful thing. But you just need to do like everything and use in moderation. You know what I mean? You can have an Amazon business account, but guess what? We are consumers. Other people are consumers the same way. So it's our chance to use Amazon and make money on it. And we can spend money that we're making. But some just want to buy. So have a product, 1, 2, 3, 10, 15, 20 products online that people can keep buying. And then it feeds your habit. I mean, come on. This is
my storefront is available. My list is like, that's why I'm like, listen, y'all go get your books. I just added earrings to the shop so y'all can go. They were suggested to me. I love them. You're gonna love them. Go to my shop. You see the earrings. But this is this is how goal setting is. You have to goal set with a purpose. And I learned that. And I'm so glad that we finally got to do this live, because it's a science to it. Even down to limit yourself.
Like we as consumers need to say, I have something I can sell. And there's so many different ways to make money on Amazon. So use this platform to make money with it also, not just purchase, right? And lives like this, and when I teach certain classes, it always reminds me I could do more on that platform, right? Because I have Amazon shop. So I tell people where I got something from. I'll tell them, go to the shop, check the link in my bio. You can click and you can buy it. Somebody's always asking where you got something from. Do I do enough of you got this on Amazon? I don't do enough of that, right? So this is why I'm telling you, you shouldn't be in a state of lack. You use what you got, what you want, like, you know, Players Club, but not really.
It's on Amazon Prime, y'all. If y'all want to watch Players Club, it's on there. But go ahead.
Get it, right? Why did I just watch that the other night? It was on BET the other night. I was just watching. I was like, why am I watching Players Club?
Because it's inspirational. Okay? It's inspirational.
It's asshole.
Well, that very much so. Okay?
For some people. But guess what? If you really want to, let's turn this back into business. Did she not have goals? Right? Donna had goals. Donna was going, taking care of her kid
and working,
and trying to get out of the Players Club. So I mean, right. So you have to really look at this thing and say, look, we have plenty of things that we can read, but if you read it and you don't apply it, then what's the point? Like, I appreciate you buying it, but guess what I love? When people tell me how much it's helped them. I love when people tell me that they weren't thinking of things that way and now they do. I love when people tell me they carved out time in their day to do the 90-day focus. That to me is one of the ultimate compliments, because it is there to help you if you want to help yourself.
And see that there it is. And I tell people all the time, don't sleep on changing your habits. Don't sleep on taking the time. Take your lunch break. Okay, take your 90-minute lunch break. I mean, we don't really take a lunch break anyway until we get our food, but take your lunch break. Hungry. Yes. And then do what you need to do to better yourself every day. So I want to tell everyone to make sure you all go ahead and click and purchase the book in the carousel. These headphones I'm wearing are in the carousel as well. The Sony the ZX series. My water bottle that has been taunting me all day today. This ring light that is like it's brightened, like I tell everybody all the time, and this beautiful mic that I have is in the carousel. But these are the goals that I set in place for myself, because every single time I was able to get the things that I needed. So go ahead, you all, get the 90-day focus, get focused, and get ready to change your life a little and make it better. So
look, even in here, I literally have a task for you to do every day for 90 days. I mean, I don't know how much simple it can be. Now, every task is not for everybody, but you can fill in the parts that are there for you. I mean, it's so many different things in here that will get you all the way together, personally and professionally, that you don't have to wonder how you do things. It's in there. It's literally a template. So this is part journal-esque, right? For you to write inside the book. And then the other part is for you to read and really comprehend the things that you need to do to put your stuff together for your 90, because it's going to be different for each person. So do that.
That is true. And I'm going to tell everybody, like right now, if you order it right now within the 3 hours and 2 minutes, you'll get it on Tuesday, the 10th. Okay. Just want to put it out there. So if you click the link right now, you can start your 90 days on Tuesday. Okay.
There you go.
So, but I appreciate you so much for talking to me today. I just can't wait to get back on here again, because we're going to do probably another Amazon Lives of Chisa's favorites, or Chisa's things to have when you need to get your life together. How much stuff I have? Exactly.
Girl,
I know. We're going to be
in the kitchen. We could be in the closet. I have Amazon down, honey. Like, I mean, the levels of Amazon stuff I'm having here are out of control. So yes, we could definitely do that.
I'm excited about that, because I have the same, like, I'm slowly building. I got so much stuff. So definitely want to come back. We definitely going to have you back. That'll be for Conversation with Chan, that segment where we talk about the Amazon finds. And as a business owner, you always want to connect with someone who knows what your goals are and on the same mindset. So I thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for shopping with us today. And I can't wait to do more, guys.
Yes. Thank you so much. Make sure you always show up and show out, and continue to give it to the people.
Thank you. So we will end this soon.